Hiya folks, Sandro here with more cartoon news and shenanigans. And if you'd like more cartoon news and shenanigans, I'd ask you to please subscribe to my channel. In fact, do it right now so you don't forget about it later. And I thank you very much for that, guys. So today I'm going to be talking about Season 3 of Amphibia. So if you don't want to be spoiled yet, there's currently 2 episodes at the time of this video. 2 episodes. And I'm going to be talking about it. So if you don't want to be spoiled, get out of here. What are you doing here? Come back after you've watched them. And so for those of you who are still here, let's talk about it. I think this was a great start to Season 3. For those of you who don't remember what happened in Season 2, basically a quick recap. They basically, the music box, all of the sort of gemstones are brought back together to the music box and gets sent back to the human world, which was just a plot twist and a half. The entire time I was watching this show, I thought it was going to be one of those Alice in Wonderland, Wizard of Oz types of cliche endings where it's like the main girl, right? She gets trapped in some magical world, and then towards the end of the movie or the series, well, it's mostly movies, but or I guess books, right? I guess both of those, Wizard of Oz and Alice in Wonderland, both started off as books. Towards the end of whatever you want to say they are, usually the girl goes back home. You know, they click their heels a couple times, or you know, they just end back at home. And actually, how the hell did Alice get back home from Alice in Wonderland? I can't remember, but I thought it was going to be a Disney cliche ending. That was my thought process. It was going to be one of those, but no, it was a twist. It was kind of a twist. So, the 3 main characters get separated a second time. This time, Anne goes back to the human world. Marcy gets trapped in a test tube, and Sasha is actually back at Wormwood with all the other frogs. Or sorry, I meant to say Wartwood, not Wormwood. Wartwood, yeah. So Sasha is now protecting the frogs of Wartwood, and they're kind of like helping her. She came to terms with them. She stopped lying to them, etc., etc. And she's on track to be a better person with Grimes. And meanwhile, but this, obviously the season, it's focusing on Anne, right? So we mostly see Anne in these 2 episodes here. And what we see of Anne, actually, we didn't really get to see anything of Marcy other than she's in a test tube. But so Anne, what's going on with Anne? Anne is back here. This is the new episode here, the new normal. Anne is back in the human world here. Was it San Francisco? Where does she live again? I can't remember. I think it's San Francisco. But so her parents, she's been missing for months. And one of the funniest things that I think it happens in the second episode is that one of Anne's classmates actually talks to her. She's like, "Oh my God, Anne, you're back. You know, people had conspiracy theories that you like ran away or, you know, something happened to you or whatever." And that brings me back to my childhood. Like when kids would go missing, people would say, "Oh, they died," or "Oh," they would make up all kinds of gibberish stories. And just to see this again, a random character being like, "Anne, you've been gone for so long. We thought some weird shit happened to you." I thought that was really funny. I did. It really reminded me of my childhood, and so not to repeat myself here, but yeah, it was very funny to me. But anyways, back to Anne. So Anne's parents right away, they just accept that the whole story. I guess, you kind of have to accept it. If talking frogs show up at your doorstep, you kind of have to accept it that the story, it sounds unbelievable, but once you see talking frogs, you kind of have to accept it. So it kind of makes sense that the parents, there's actual proof that Anne was actually in Amphibia and the whole story. So they believe her, which is great to see. So we didn't really dwell on, they didn't do this into another cliche plot where the parents don't know and they have to keep it a secret. It's the standard old, yes, it's my secret identity. It's kind of like Danny Phantom where he's a ghost, but he has to keep it from his parents and the whole thing. And, Timmy Turner, same thing. The parents, he has to keep it a secret. But, so Anne's parents take, I guess they don't necessarily like, I don't know. they're okay about them. They're okay about the planters. At first, they don't like them very much because, it's like, here's these weird frog people and Anne wants to live with them in their house. And so, and then, by the second episode, they seem pretty okay with the whole thing. So, yeah. And there we got Polly with her legs. So they do remind us about the legs. There's King Andreas. Andreas, however you want to pronounce it, and we did see Marcy. So the big plot here is that King Andreas, what I think it's Andreas, right? King Andreas has been sending these like kind of robotic frog assassins to take out Anne, and apparently they have the ability to lock into the energy, so that's how they keep finding Anne. Anne has those blue powers. We get to see them again. Apparently, every time Anne uses them, she feels like she becomes weak after. So it's kind of balanced. I do like that, but yeah, very interesting. So Anne is very hesitant to using those blue powers, but she does use them eventually, and yeah. And also, the frog has the ability to go invisible, which was pretty cool there. And, yeah, we basically get to see there's a whole supermarket adventure. The parents acknowledge that Anne has grown up a lot here. And, they're like, our daughter's a completely different person. She's so responsible since moving to Amphibia. Or since, getting trapped in Amphibia. Anne did not move there willingly. But, yeah. So there was that. And, yeah, the episode ends in a pretty good spot. The frog actually breaks out of the freezer and he starts repairing himself towards the end. Did we see a shot of Anne using the blue powers or no? I don't think we did here. Yeah, she does use them though. She uses them like, I don't know where the heck she uses. There she goes. Yeah. And she says like after, so the frogs, the mechanical frogs are able to lock into her and, so that's going to be a reoccurring plot that, the frogs are going to be locking in and finding her. I'm not exactly sure where the story is going, but I'm very interested. Main character has powers now. The frogs in the human world could bring some like interesting dynamics, as we see in the second episode. We see with like they go to a shopping mall, and that's where Anne meets that friend that I mentioned earlier. And yeah, so that's where it ends. The frog basically just starts repairing itself on a clock tower or whatever. And, yeah, so that's where we're left off. So this thing's going to keep coming after Anne, episode after episode, I'm assuming. Or maybe like every couple episodes, it'll keep coming back to attack Anne. And that's where the first episode leaves off. So very exciting, very exciting. It really, it lived up to the hype. I'm really interested to see where it goes. And I do want to show that in the second episode, they actually changed the theme song. So in the first episode, they had a standard like Amphibia logo, but now they actually have a new theme song, and we're going to play that. I'm actually going to put a hamster up here so we don't, this is my little mascot hamster. And let's see this new theme song so we don't get copyrighted here. So you can see they get transported to the human world. I like it. There you go, the frogs integrating to the human world. I'm gonna pause it eventually. There is something interesting that hasn't come up yet. So there you see that robot that's chasing them. This is the scene that I wanted to talk about. So what's really interesting here, let me just turn off that little mascot friend of ours there. This seems to be some kind of CIA or FBI type of organization that's, you see the police chasing after them. So people aren't sure if this is going to be an episode where the government finds out about the frogs, or if this is just like a troll. And you know how sometimes like some shows put some scenes in the intro and they're not even like real, or they're just there for like a joke or whatever. Like I guess Rick and Morty, right? Rick and Morty has a bunch of scenes that they just kind of throw in there that don't really do anything, or they don't have anything to do with the show. But yeah, so I kind of hope that that would be another interesting turn. If the government finds out about Amphibia, and like, what would the reaction be? I'm very excited. This season literally opens up a whole bunch. these cops right here, the guy with the glasses and I guess this black bald guy here, these definitely look like some like main or not main like antagonists, but they look like they're going to be some kind of like side antagonists that are going to keep coming back for sure. But yeah, let's finish up here. And there we do see Sasha. Hold on a sec. We did see Sasha. Whoops. Hold on a sec. Let me just pause that when it comes up. So there's that. I do like the new remix here, though. What is this? A scene of Dragonfly. So maybe this scene might be alluding to that Amphibia. God, I hope they don't do another Star versus the Forces of Evil. Oh, God, don't do another bullshit where they merge the worlds. Oh, for the love of God. I pray that the Amphibia writers don't pull that shit. I don't want to see two Disney shows ending the same way where they just merge the worlds together. So yeah, I don't exactly know why those dragonflies are there. King Andreas probably sent it through the portal or something. I don't know. And there's a bunch. So those are probably just more, King Andreas just sending a bunch of frogs to get in, basically. And here we see Sasha fighting alongside the townsfolk, which is the main plot of this episode here. So yeah, King Andreas is looking for Sasha and Anne because he already has Marcy, so he doesn't really need her. But he says he has plans for Marcy. It seems like he's gonna be like trying to steal her energy or doing something with her energy. I've seen some theories that maybe like Marcy's gonna get turned into a frog. Because they have her in like one of those like test incubator tanks or whatever. One of those like, you always see it in the movies. You guys ever see like Pokemon the movie where Mewtwo's in one of those like, special like incubation tanks or whatever the hell. Yeah, so she's in one of those. And yeah, I'm interested to see where it goes with Marcy. Where's the story going from Marcy? I don't know, but I'm interested to find out. That's another question. Will Anne go to Marcy and Sasha's parents and let them know what's been going on? We haven't seen that happen yet. We're only 2 episodes in, so they're just probably easing us into it. But I would guess that Anne would go, right? Sasha's parents and Marcy's parents would be like, oh my God, Anne's back. So they must right? Anne is probably going to have to tell their parents what's been going on, I'm assuming. Or maybe not. Maybe the writers just forgot about it. Let's find out. I guess we got to watch the whole season to find out, but it's not out yet, so it's going to be a while till the season ends, which is a good thing. It's a good thing. But yeah, so we're going to have to wait to see if the writers remember to put in Sasha and Marcy's parents. Okay. I don't recognize any of these characters. Maybe these are maybe these are the parents. Which one would be Sasha's parents? Okay, so we do see those FBI or police officers again in the background. So that's twice now. This might be Marcy's family here. I don't know. I don't know who this character. Who's this blacker? Is that a black character? Indian? I don't know. I don't know who this like archaeologist person is here, but there's maybe that's Sasha's mom, that blue-haired person. I don't know who these characters are, but this could be, that could be Marcy's like father or something, or grandfather. I guess we're gonna have to see here. The only characters I can recognize here are Anne's mom and dad, but that's about it. I guess we're gonna be introduced to the whole gang later. There's King Andreas, and there's Marcy in the test tube thing, and you could see that it looks like he's harvesting her energy, that green. It looks like, Anne's going to have the blue powers, Sasha's going to have the red, and Marcy's going to have the green, and it looks like he's doing something with that energy. And like I said, I've read some theories that maybe like Marcy gets turned into a frog or something. I don't know. We're going to have to see. And there's the blue powers. Ultra Instinct Anne. And yeah, just a nice little shot. So that's, I don't want to talk too much about the whole like second episode and whatever, but great introduction to the second season. I'm very excited. Hopefully you guys are excited too. Let's get some viewership for this show so they don't cancel it, or, you know, it doesn't go the way of the DuckTales or any of the other. Actually, the Owl House recently just got canceled, not because it didn't have viewership, because it quote unquote didn't fit in with the Disney brand, and apparently they didn't want stories with continuity, and they didn't want stories for more mature audiences. So Owl House just got axed. I did a video on it if you guys wanted to go watch that. But yeah, this is great here. I just wanted a shot of that, like everybody together. Are we gonna find it? I don't know. Let's see if we can find it here. Yeah, and you just see all the townsfolk, the mom, the dad, and Andreas in the background with some kind of plasma sword. That looks lethal. But yeah, and that's it. Very exciting stuff. I do like what they did with the remix. Oh, I almost forgot. Yeah, there's also an ending song. There's this new like song at the end of the show. I actually thought it was like this remix. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's just this. It sounds pretty cool, right? Yeah, it's like some remix of like sound effects and some of their voices. I thought it was cute. A nice little ending there. So yeah, folks, that's it from me. I think this was a great introduction to season 3. I'm very excited. I like the theme song. I like the ending song thing that they got going on here, the little remix that I just showed. And let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. Like the video, share the video, and please subscribe to my channel. I am trying to get 1,000 subscribers. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. See you later.